We're good? Are we good? CHiii! We're live. We're live where we thrive. Yo, what up? It's your boy, Cedric Clinton. We're at Freiiday, Hawaii. Freiiday, where we print t-shirts all day, every day, almost. Weekends, sometimes we take a break. I know y'all can relate. It's Freestyle Friday, episode 26. We're live. We're in the mix. We're trying something new. I rep the CHiii Funk crew. If you didn't know, well then now you do. I'm not going to talk much for now. We're going to get straight into a freestyle. And then we'll be back at it like a jackrabbit. So stay tuned. Let me turn this beat on real quick. Wah, 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 wah. Technical difficulties. Let's try this, kids. Cooking that soul. I got the mic control. At Freiiday t-shirts we fold. Yeah, and I spit it from the soul. Woo! Yeah, well I thought that you knew. I'm Cedric, rep the CHiii Funk crew.
Cedric!
And we do what we do. Boy, I do it so smooth like butter. Peace and love to your brother and your mother. Don't stop, never stutter. Mother, father. And you know you talking bullshit, well just don't bother. It's way harder, spitting that fire. Straight through the microphone wire. Never been a liar, I'm the supplier. Yeah, and you just can't deny the talent. But you know there's balance. Every day sometimes I face challenge. And you know I keep it pushing. I got some weed, yeah, it's that cushion. The button I'm pushing, ejecting. All the lanes in the rejection. Talking all that whack shit. I spit lyrical acrobatics. Here's a triple backflip with a fat twist. I don't deal with no actors or no actress. But my life is a movie. I'm trailblazing just like a doobie. Who me? My name is Cedric. Ever ready? Game sharp like a machete. Yes, it's heavy, yeah. And your shit is so soft. I am the boss. Every day I pay the cost. My dentist told me I should floss. So I don't take days off. I do it every single day. You know, I rep Friiiday. I'm the MC. ED to the R to the IC. And RIP to the whack MC. Talking all that shit I really don't see. Yeah, and I know that you feel like Gangstar is that mass appeal. My raps is real, never been faking. And I bring home the bacon, might go vegan. All these chicks I be pleasing. And you know with the pussy they teasing. Cause they straight believing. I bring the heathen, here's another reason. Like the earth, wind, and fire. Yeah, I keep it rolling like tires. And I never get tired. It's Freestyle Friday, episode 26.
26?
In the mix. We just having fun, spreading a little love, spreading some freestyles, some hip hop, some words of wisdom. Who knows what's gonna transmute through the transmission? Cause I'm a man on the mission, looking for them signs just like addition. Quit wishing, get off your ass and do what you wanna do. It's your life, you don't live it twice, only once, don't front. So, this evening is Friday, first Friday. If you're looking for something to do, head to Chinatown, have a brew, get into some fun. I know that's cracking off this evening. If not, I appreciate y'all for tuning in to Freestyle Friday. It is episode 26. 26 weeks straight coming at you with some freestyles, some hip hop, some screen printing. We are at Freiiday, where we print t-shirts all day, almost every day. So if you need t-shirts printed, holla at your boy. We're going to be adding some new equipment to the shop here very soon. So we'll be printing hats in the very near future. If you need stickers, I also got you. And yep. The 2 shirts you'll see in tonight's episode have all been printed by Squeeze Play. This is actually a new shirt to commemorate our over 30 years. If you read it, it says serving Hawaii for over 30 years. Squeeze Play hasn't been around since 84. And we're gonna push it for 84 more. But yeah, man, it's lovely. It's a great time to be alive, man. There's so much abundance right now. So much love. Don't get sucked into the vortex of negativity that people are trying to place into your mind right now. It's all bullshit. It's a facade. You have the power to create your own reality, and whatever you want to do, if you feel inspired, just do it, man. Like Nike. We getting hyphy.
Hype!
So tonight, I have a very, very, very special guest. You might have seen him ripping up your local open mic sessions. He ain't a man to question. On the earth, he's a blessing.
Well, thank you.
You already know. I'd like to introduce my friend, my brother, fellow MC, with that good CHiii, positive vibes. Drum roll, please. Joe Spiral in the his
I've been seeing too many pictures with shakas, but I can't help it. Hey Cedric, thanks for this sick ass shirt. I think it's a bootleg that is well done.
A bootleg worth supporting.
Thank you.
Thanks for rolling through, man.
Oh yeah.
How you doing tonight?
Awesome.
Fantastic.
I went by Chinatown when I biked over.
How was it?
I said I can't wait to go to Freestyle Friday.
Yeah. Right on. So, some people may know you as Joe Spiral. Tell us how Spiral became manifested as your name. You're telling me a pretty epic story of how that came to life, so I think it'd benefit the people.
Cool, I'm excited to put it down. My last name, my legal name is Spire. And then one time somebody asked me, how do you freestyle? And all I could come up with is this visualization of all our abandoned works, all the things we worked on, all the things that we're frustrated on, all the things that we thought were mediocre, we just threw in the garbage, we threw aside, those unfinished projects, you know, those verses with no hooks, those hooks with no verses, you know what I mean? Or that one freestyle you just can't remember, right? So that all goes in this ocean of our subconscious that every now and then when we grab the mic, we start backstroking through that ocean. And what's going on, that backstroke, we're not doing laps, we're actually doing circles. Yeah. And that circle, when we freestyle, starts getting that whirlpool going. Before you know it, it's like, what's that, transwifical force?
Yep, centrifugal force.
Centrifugal, not transwifical. Transwifical force, you know, and then it starts happening. Then all those abandoned projects, where do they come from? Where did it go? It just spits right out your pie hole. And so I looked at that as like a whirlpool. It's like a verbal collage. It's all these images of words, like words and images, a verbal collage vortex.
A verbal vortex.
Yeah. And you don't really know what words are going to come out. You know there's patterns.
Right.
You know there's chain links.
Right.
But it's still freestyle. Like I might still be rhyming the same words, but what I said in between those words are different.
Right.
You know? And the way I approach those words. So that's another message for rappers, to me, I feel, is like, don't be hard on yourself because you rhyme in the same words.
Right.
You might just one day say those group of words in a way that you never said it before, and it's profound, and there's self-realization. Anyway, so when I seen that happening in the whirlpool of my ocean, I realized I'm a verbal collage vortex. The freestyle was verbal, a collage, a vortex. And then once I heard that vortex, I started just going off with the spiral, with the spear, with the arrow, with the shooting for the sky, black holes, whirlpools, vortexes, vortices. And then I was like, people are always saying my last name wrong anyways.
Right.
You don't know me from a Joe Schmo, but you know me from a Joel Spiral.
Hey, nice.
And I think that's how my name came.
The metaphorical oracle. You heard it here. So tell the people where you're originally from.
I'm originally at peace with where I'm from.
Yes.
Where I'm from is Cincinnati, Ohio.
Nice.
I've been out here 20 years.
Word.
I just made this anniversary date, so I've been here for more than half my adult life.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Glad to be here.
Glad to have you. Alright, so how'd you originally get into hip hop?
How'd hip hop originally get into me?
Hey.
I think what happened was I lived on the white street in the black neighborhood. Okay, and these white dudes, the big kids, they had cardboard boxes and ghetto blasters, and I'm from the 80s, so it was like 80 tape decks and shit.
Nice.
And I think what happened that really got me into hip hop was first grade. I remember there was Houdini. The freaks come out at night.
What?
The freaks come out. The freaks come out. And I remember that. Like, I was like, oh my God. And then there was Roxanne. Roxanne. Yo, baby, let me be your man.
Nice.
He ain't really cute and he ain't great. He don't even know how to operate. And then I was like, I just loved that hip hop so much. But my mom wouldn't. She would censor she'd censor the records. So I'd get these records from the big kids, and then she would only put one song from 3 albums and said she didn't like the rest, and then she put her aerobic routine on it.
Damn, son.
Okay? But I remember first grade when I went to this Catholic white school, and I think there was 3 moments, bro. I'm glad you asked. 3 moments that really set me up for hip hop. The first moment was when I was in first grade. There was like only 2 black homies in the whole school, and they're in 8th grade. And I don't know if they were singing this song to me because my sister had a fat ass. I think that might be a stereotype. But my sister did have a fat ass. And I just thought they were giving me props in some counterintuitive way because I just had no idea.
Right.
When they came around me and started singing my name as a hook, which was Joel Siegel. Joel Siegel. I know Siegel was not my last name, but I also know that these dudes are making me feel really fucking special right now.
Nice.
You know, and then all these little kids around me, they were looking at me like,
who's this
why
guy?
are they singing that song about you? And I said, I don't know. I mean, I wish in first grade you just don't say, I don't know. Is it because my sister has a fat ass?
Right.
You just don't say that. You're too innocent. I'm just like, I don't know. And then what happened was we drove from Ohio to Florida for a Christmas break, and I was throwing breadcrumbs up in the sky. And guess where we're catching them?
Seagulls.
And I said, those fuckers, Freddie and Stevie, they knew that I was going to be here loving the seagull moment. So when I came back to that little Catholic grade school called St. Clair, and they seen me again, and they started singing that Joel Siegel, I was like,
yeah,
you guys
you're
know
damn
what's
right.
up. And then the next one was, I was in 3rd grade. There was another guy, and he was, I don't know, he was the only black kid on the bus, and we had to drop him off over there. And he, the whole way there, he was rapping and freestyling, and all the girls were like, oh my God,
Right.
how do you do that?
Right.
And then I said to him, and he looked out the window and said, it's easy. You just look at something and start rapping about it.
Nice.
And so the next day, I was like, sat next to him on the bus, and I'm like, bro, look at this poem. It was a poem about a puppy in my reading book.
Nice.
And I said, what about this? And it was like, you know, I don't know if it was a Hot 16, but I mean, it had lines.
Bars.
And sure enough, he took that first verse, and he rapped it. And I was like, wow. And he said, now you try.
Yeah.
And then I just did it, and then he said, good. And I'm like, yeah, yo. And then I noticed this song, I mean, I wasn't into it, I wasn't rapping, and then there was this one time, like, I was heavily into rap. My mom was stealing my rap tapes. My dad was yelling at my aunt and who lives in New York City, who was sending me mixtapes. I was like having Dougie Fresh and all this stuff being sent to me, but I had to hide it from my mom and dad, so I was always on the Walkman shit, right? And then what happened was I heard Steve Miller Joker.
Nice. Midnight.
And then I gave up hip hop completely.
Oh, wow.
Like dropped it, got into Led Zeppelin, Bob Marley, and all these other artists. So all throughout high school, I turned my back on hip hop. But I was the first kid to wear Raider starter jackets. I was like, I brought NWA to my school. I had a birthday party that said, look, we're going to tell your parents there's no presents allowed, but you're going to go to the record arcade, which was in my neighborhood. It only sold black music. It didn't sell white music.
Nice.
And they would sell explicit tapes to little white kids. So I told my friends, you guys got to go over there and buy me any tape that has explicit lyrics on it. And we're going to tell our parents that I don't want presents. And so I showed up. They showed up with NWA, Eazy-E. Like, it was amazing.
That's awesome.
It was amazing in that fact. And then it was like my mom came down. I hit stop on that ghetto blaster real quick. Yeah. What is that? I don't know. All right. And then it was like, here's when the freestyle happened. Once again, I got kicked out of this high school, and there was a dude, PJ Harrington, Ian Watson. We went on a cabrewing trip. There were some other people with me, but I guess it's not as significant as this moment. And a cabrewing trip is where one canoe's full of beer and one canoe's full of people, and we go down the Little Miami River and just get all ripped and be a reckless teenager with high-risk behavior.
Nice.
Right? And so we end up in PJ's car, Ian's in the front seat. The very first beat that I ever remember freestyling was off a tape, and it was Fugees, and it was Mona Lisa, could I get a date on Friday? And PJ Harrington, and they were rapping in the front. PJ Harrington said, yo, you gotta rap. And then I just started rapping, and they started laughing.
Nice.
And I just didn't think anything of it. I just thought, this shit is funny. This is fun. You know, I mean, like, you're going to go cabrewing, and then you're going to bust freestyles.
Yeah.
I didn't really realize what was happening then. And then it was like he had a party in his mom's backyard where, you know, where you turn the shed into a tiki bar. You know, and you stretch the cord all the way out from the house.
For the speaker.
Yeah.
Nice.
And so then PJ and Ian came up to me and said, yo, you got to start rapping for these girls.
Dope.
And then I was like, what? Okay.
Word.
And then another beat played, and I rapped, and everybody laughed. And I didn't give a shit if they were laughing at me or with me. I was just stoked. I was like, yeah.
You're creating laughter, man.
You know.
That's awesome.
And that's what happened. And then I moved, and then from there I was sold.
In it.
I shoplifted this sampler from the music store. I hooked it up to this tape deck. I said, homie, I don't want to go out. I want to stay home and just try to figure this out.
Right.
You know? And I don't know if anything was so profound. For me, it just kind of felt like it was this feeling.
Right.
You know?
Vibe. Yeah.
Like, I don't know, some emotional release, some kind of acknowledgement, some kind of validation, some kind of, you know, this personal feeling I had with myself and my relationship with myself that I think it improved, you know?
Right.
And that's why, yeah, I think there wasn't a certain amount of self-knowledge that hip-hop gave me in just participating in it.
Right.
Not even if I was good.
Right.
You know? Because I remember, dog, I was selling quarter pounds in high school, right? And I'd buy it from homie, I hope this is all good, is it legal? I would buy it from Inflow. And he was this dude, Mood, and he had instrumentals. He had a rap tape, you know what I mean, with instrumental. And he said, do you know what hip-hop is? And at that point, remember, I disowned hip-hop.
Right.
And I was coming out of, like, straight rock and roll, and I'm like, I don't know, the hippity hoppity. And he's like, no, man, it's like educated, it's like conscious, it's like hip-hop. I'm like, bro, the last time I just said, I don't even know if I talked in bro language yet. I just said, too short? You mean rap? I like too short. You know, and he's just like, oh, God.
Oh, no.
You know? And then it was like one time, he would always leave me waiting. You know, it didn't matter. I was waiting. That was the last time I owned the car. He'd leave me waiting. I'd get in his car. And one time, there's already 3 dudes in the back, 2 guys in the front. It was the first time I ever seen a blunt, and they were ciphering.
Nice.
And he had the thing under the table, under the chair with, you know, the bucket seat in the back of a red Isuzu Trooper with rims.
That's a very vivid picture you're painting.
It was in front of my old grade school where I'd meet him.
Wow, School zone.
Yeah. Ooh.
Extra. Read all about it.
So that was cool, and I don't know. I just think it had to do with being encouraging. Something about some key individuals were really encouraging,
Right.
and it was just moments. And then what happened was like I left. I was 18, 19, and I left for Hawaii. I had my mic, I had my mixer, I had $2,000, and I was like ready. And then I bought turntables over here, whatever. We ain't got to tell a story about that. But from then I was sold. It was like I kind of left no other option for myself.
Right.
I'm going to go rap in Hawaii and learn how to surf.
Nice.
And I don't want to call them haters, but the debaters will be...
They.
You know, I don't want to hate the haters.
Yeah, yeah.
But they were like, oh, you'll be back in 2 months. But like within that first day, everything just lined up. And so I'm really appreciative that I got to make hip hop in Hawaii, because I feel like there's a different perspective that happens here.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Dope.
Thanks for letting me tell it.
Oh man, that was an epic story.
Spill my beans.
Super dope.
Thanks, bro.
All right. Man.
Appreciate
So.
that. And then I got that other song, Friends. How many of us have them?
Yeah.
That was the first hip hop album I ever had.
And
it was on
MF Doom?
tape. No, he sampled that from Houdini.
Oh word.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's like an old school. And they're the oldest album I did. I used to do a talent show every Christmas in my family. And there was this one rap song. I don't know where my mom got it. She was always looking for songs for her aerobic routine. And there was this song by Pygmy Marshall.
Pygmy.
It was, Here Come the Judge. Everybody know that.
Yeah.
Here Come the Judge. And I was like, I need to do this for the talent show. And I put on a gray wig. I had my sunglasses. I was in 3rd grade. And that is the first rap song to me.
Yeah.
And that was put in 1967. That's way before Rappers Delight.
Yeah.
You know, and so when I feel that song, like, that's the kind of hip hop I like to be. I do want to be a goofy MC,
Right.
but I do feel like this intellectual that wants to get out too.
Right.
And it's just hard to find, like, for me, where is that appropriate?
Yeah.
A goofy ass intellect.
And who says it has to be appropriate?
I mean, there's a time and a place for everything.
For sure.
I would love to know that.
Yeah.
That time and the place.
Maybe you're the perfect guy for that job.
Because Pygmy Marshall was a comedian. He kind of reminds me of like Biz Markie in a way.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Did you see the
I did that documentary.
Netflix? Yeah, they talked about him. So
and I was so stoked when I heard that
mentioned him,
because I was onto that before.
Right.
You know, and I was like, oh, this is so validating. Like, I do feel like a child of hip hop.
Dope.
Even if I'm disowned, invalidated, it doesn't matter.
Right. You're on the right
I'm your
track.
stepchild, whether you like it or not. You know what I mean?
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, let's pause that thought real quick. Speaking of raps in Hawaii, we'll kick a little freestyle for y'all, and we'll get back to the fun in a second.
Yeah, all that talking with no action.
Let's hear these bars, son.
Let me put on the glasses.
All right.
You got a swing play hat? Squeeze play hat?
Squeeze play hat? No, I don't.
I want to rap.
All right, that's next on our
Okay,
list.
just get a little visor. Maybe a visor so I can stick my man bun out the top.
There you go.
Yeah.
Visor.
Turn that beat up.
What's a visualizer?
Can you guys hear me out there? I can't see any of your responses. Cause life is responding to what we transpond. Life in 3D, or a life of reality, or virtuality. I know not, they just followed my perspective and changed my point of view. Let's reflect, kids. Do you want to climb a wall? Is it way too intense? Like higher than a fence? Or is the air conditioning way too intense? You got temperature control? Well, we can endure the roll. Jack and Jill went down the hill just to get their pail full. When you're making a wish, you pluck a penny down the bottom, and then you lend me some ears. Yeah, do I got them? I know not. How can we acknowledge? You think you're gonna flip it, find the knowledge in the midst and between the lines, the counterintuitive goal, the allegory. There it is, another story, a perspective between some different eyes. I'm so glad that we realize it's all up to you and me. Duality or lost in virtual reality. Is this an actual case-by-case scenario? Who's responsible, or is it the cause? laws of the environment. Things get so complex, we try it as we see him cross-armed with them non-verbal cues. I don't know what to do, so what I've been through, all these potholes filled, but yet we take skill out our toolbox that we implement. The sage comes away with a new perspective as well. Let's reflect the intellect of the introspective. Who said?
New perspective as well.
What?
I'd rather wait less and swell. Like knowledge, it ain't hard to tell, but I will prevail and tell my tale, no fallacies. And you know, I bring everything in my mind to straight up reality. And you know, I might eat some calories, but you know, I bounce back and valid. See the picture that I'm painting, and I know that y'all be relating, cause we all family. It is one love. And me and the mic and the beat is like a hand and a glove. I shine and I rhyme like the light up above. Like a dove, I'm flying the sky. Rep the HI to the day that I die, but I'll never. I'm way too clever. My legacy lives to next endeavors. Yes, sir. It's the lyrical professor, the mic 2 checker, cause it's edutainment. And you know my brainstorm is raining, no complaining, just rearranging of the puzzle pieces. It's that lyrical telekinesis through my speeches. My thesis will reaching the masses. And I ain't about kissing asses, I'm about that long lasting.
Long lasting, with a new perspective. Now you're surpassing what you thought was there is. Why? Cause you long lasting. New perspective, you're surpassing what there was. You came onto a new threshold. In these moments, the patterns of behaviors we hold. Redefine ourselves into characteristics. What else to do but be realistic? Lost in these modern day complexities. Right here's homie CHiii next to me. Or should we say Cedric? So many hats we wear. What steppin'?
Oh, yeah, we rapping.
A big shout out to our corporate sponsor, CHiii Funk. This is Cedric. Yeah. We're at the establishment HQ of CHiii Funk, which wears many hats.
Yes.
And one of the key coordinators and executives of his beautiful facilitation of space is our boy, Cedric.
Yes.
He's got his album coming out. He's been putting in work. He's an entrepreneur. He's been hustling in so many ways, from being a people person to being an art facilitator and consultant to just repping. He's been able to merge a lot of goals into one accomplishment. So he accomplishes a lot of things at once by just taking up space. And before I float his boat any further, I'd also like to ask him an open-ended question.
Sure.
So CHiii,
yes,
which is a correction. We're at CHiii Funk headquarters, also known as Squeeze Play, and this is Cedric. So why do you think it's so important to have transparency as an MC? Because a lot of people are saying his name's CHiii Funk, he's been referred to as CHiii Funk, but now he's making a conscious effort to say, hey, no, I want to go by my birth name. Why do you think that's...
Well, so CHiii Funk was originally intended to be the name of our brand. It's the name of our crew, it's the name of the movement. So when I started putting new music out again, I started going under as Cedric, because I didn't want the person on stage to be different than the person off stage.
What do you think then about personas and a safe place for the ego to exist?
Totally. I totally accept that, and I know like a lot of people, you know, and that's like your light side or your shadow side or your different thoughts that you have in your mind. So I'm totally not against that, and I don't feel like people who do that are inauthentic in ways. But yeah, as far as being authentic, like I feel like that's just a thread of hip hop. Like you have to be authentic. Like back in the day, if you were caught spitting someone else's bars, like you were shamed for that, you know.
Gotcha.
Like, you had to be original, and everyone has their own story, and so I feel that it's mandatory that you tell your own story, because we're all individuals, we're all special and unique in our own way. So if we're just regurgitating stuff that we hear from other MCs, artists, then nothing new is being created, no new conversations are being started, no new fires are being lit, you know. So it's like you're not contributing you're just taking.
So you're saying the more authentic you get as an MC, the more uniqueness you'll be able to bring.
Yeah, it's like taking a good recipe and putting your own twist on it and adding flavor to it and making it better, you know?
Got you.
Yeah.
Rather than just taking how you're going to add the flavor, how you're going to modify.
That's up to you. That's totally up to you. That's the beauty of art, is it's your own unique perspective on things. Yeah, we're all inspired by other artists we may, you know.
So you heard that? Squeeze play.
Squeeze play!
Developing unique perspectives.
Yes!
Facilitating your own unique perspective, one at a time.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, because you are unique. No one on planet Earth is like you. So be you.
To me, it kind of I find out though that I keep lifting layers.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we start to be ideally more comfortable with our true selves. You know, initially we're trying to fit in, maybe trying to look a certain way, afraid people are going to judge us for doing this, saying that.
What if they think it's mediocre?
Hey, that's their opinion, and opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one. So It's up to you whether you want to take it personal or just laugh it off, you know? As you get more confident in yourself, opinions mean less and less. Like, yeah, it's good to hear constructive criticism, but opinions are not facts. There's a difference between opinions and facts, you know? Anyone can have an opinion, and I respect and appreciate anyone's opinion. That's their opinion. That doesn't mean it has to affect my life, you know? So that's my perspective on that.
Philosophies of the founder of CHiii, Cedric!
Alright, so enough of me. Back to my special guest this evening. So tell us about some of your favorite MCs. Doesn't have to be top 5, just off the top of your dome.
Well, I thought about 8-Ball and MJG. I remember waiting in the parking lot to get that tape. I was like the first one to bump it. It was that poetry sayer, true player, hey reefer, chiefa. And then I think what really was influential as a little kid, it seems like I get real nostalgic. It's more just about certain songs, certain moments, certain artists. Right. Kool Moe Dee, How You Like Me Now, the Beastie Boys in the bathroom with the comb, lip syncing. You know what I mean? I just feel like NWA, something about my struggle as coming from a broke family and being full of girls that I felt emasculated me. I just really love fucking NWA.
Right.
You know, and it's like to be able to come to the grips with why I love that music has been becoming like way more profound for me. Right. Now, recent MCs, I like Big Crit, I like Ace Hood. I mean, some of their songs really irritate me.
Right.
And some of my songs really irritate me. You know, but there's just those moments, those songs really, it's like, you're like, oh my God.
It's home,
yeah. And then Underachievers.
They're dope.
Yeah, and then I did see Flatbush Zombies at the Republic, nice. And I have a whole new respect for them once I seen them live.
Sick.
And the way Meech or whatever was like clearing everybody out, he was rapping, body surfing.
Nice.
You know, like Mike passed around the crowd, and when they threw him back up on the crowd, he's like,
never lost a beat.
He was like, yeah. That was fun.
Awesome.
And they had a mosh pit, so I really liked the way that was merging the intensity of hip hop, the intensity of that
rock
punk.
And roll,
yeah, I just like that.
Dope.
So I do like that. I don't jump in a mosh pit, you know what I mean? I look at it as like basketball. I don't want to like twist my knee or nothing.
Right. I'll admire it from afar though.
I'll just act like I'm protecting somebody.
Yeah.
Like, oh, don't worry, baby.
I got you.
I'll protect you from these savages.
Nice. So as far as producers go, who are some of your favorite producers?
I just heard some Tyler, the creator, I don't know who produced this beat, but I just am really feeling this simple beat. It was so simple.
Nice.
It was almost, I don't know, I've just been liking simple beats because I feel like I'm an entry-level beat maker.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, oh, this is cool.
Sounds like my stuff.
I could do something like that, you know?
Nice.
I want to say somebody different than Primo and all those guys, but let's think, like, I'm just trying to think of beats I like.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
It's a hard one with the producers.
Yeah.
Especially nowadays, it's like an MC has so many different producers on their album.
Right.
And then it's like I listen to instrumentals. Let's think of what instrumentals. It's just all about simple ass beats. So I feel like a lot of 2 Chainz and Future beats are really simple.
Yeah, totally.
You know, and I just like that where it's just like you can feel yourself in there. There's room to breathe. There's not a lot of clutter. And sometimes I feel like some of these, not to compare, but let's do it. It's like Primo to me is a highly evolved being, you know, and like it's kind of a little too complicated for me. It's almost like I don't know where to start. It almost intimidates me. It doesn't inspire me to rap. It's almost like rapping on top of Bob Marley while he's singing.
Right.
Like I can't
touch it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, look at the layers. How is he so profound yet so simple?
Right.
Did he take music theory? Right. I don't know. What is that, a diminished 7? You know what I mean?
Totally. Awesome. Very cool. Okay.
Talking hip hop.
So I know you. So you started writing in the 3rd grade. If I heard your story.
I rapped this one poem that was already written.
So
it was from a reading book.
You didn't write it.
Correct.
Though. Okay.
I started writing. I got a good grade one time on my freshman year.
Nice. High school.
Yeah, and that was encouraging. I didn't do too good in English, but for some reason I took to Romeo and Juliet, and for some reason I wrote a cool creative story that a teacher said this is a really good story.
Dope.
And just that little bit, even though I got kicked out of the high school, whatever the hell happened, I think little moments of encouragement just plant the seed. And then I started writing because the original band I got in just was so sick of me freestyling right all over the hook. I would just freestyle. I got hired on a freestyle. My freestyle wasn't consistent. They're like, what happened to that freestyle that happened when we hired your ass?
That one.
You know, I'm like, it's hit or miss. Don't diss. You know, and then I'm realizing, I need to get 8 bars and 16 bars and
some structure.
Yeah, and I hit the hook, memorized the chorus, and there was a lot of resistance for years.
Yeah.
And now I'm just like, I need that.
Right. That
safety net. But I think writing first came out of that's made me do it, and then lately now it's just passion in the sense of reading books and taking notes.
Nice.
And then somehow with those notes that I take, I look at that as a word bank.
For sure.
And then I just write my interpretation of it.
Yeah.
And that's been really good too, because that helps me really ingrain the knowledge that I learned. It's
right.
Like,
if you rewrite it, that muscle memory has a different effect on your brain. Yeah.
Totally. And when I talk to girls, I sound intelligent.
There you go.
You know how to live.
It's a win-win.
Let me tell you about emotional literacy.
All right. So what are you listening to right now?
Right now, I just found some free. I listen to this ghetto app called Mixtapes because I don't pay for a phone. I run it off the iPod. So there's this
off the grid.
Mixtapes is a free app that only plays like kind of negative rap music.
Really?
Yeah, but they'll let you download it.
Okay.
So I'll get a bunch of instrumentals from there, and then a few mixtapes. I'm really over the mixtapes, so like DJ Tokar exclusive. Yeah. And it's like, and it keeps shooting me.
Yeah.
I always hear the clip. And I don't know what the strategy is. I feel like there's 2 different strategies. Either trying to get more, he's getting paid a lot to encourage violence, so we feel at the, I don't know, maybe DJ Tokar gets more money the more people are in jail.
Yeah.
You know, I'm open to that, you know, because then, or it's just trying to desensitize us enough so where, I don't know, is it the music, is it outside, is it fireworks, who gives a fuck, let's party. And then I can see a positive spin on that.
Right.
You know?
It's all perspective.
Totally. So I'll go through like a mixtape and ditch every song and then find that one banger.
Nice.
Like I'm like, let's put this on repeat for a day and a half.
Write some bars.
You know, but it's Underachievers had some new stuff on that I like, and I just feel like I would love more positive hip hop, but with that edge.
Yeah.
There needs to be that edge, and it's just like, I'm thinking of Arrested Development, I'm thinking De La Soul, like their early stuff, and I like it, you know?
Right.
And I guess that's where Outkast, I always like Outkast, I'm kind of, can't listen to him so much right now, I listen to him so much, but...
Yeah.
You know.
All in cycles.
Yeah. I guess I like Andre all in all.
Right.
Andre just because his bravery and just to evolve. I don't know if Erykah Badu did that to him or what, but I like that he was able to start singing and get more
experimental.
Yeah, and I kind of feel like he broke out of the man box.
Oh, for sure.
You know, like
Absolutely.
I can be more than a G. I can be more angry. I can be more than stoic.
Can be vulnerable.
Yeah.
Open.
I mean, we could say easily tell him to man up, but I do think there's a certain bit of manhood that happens when you don't man up.
I think it takes a man to be vulnerable and open and transparent. Like, you gotta be brave to do that, right? In this world where you get put down for doing that kind of stuff.
I'd rather just have you believe a depiction of myself.
Yeah. Then people don't resonate with it as much. Word.
That's real. Be sure to check us out in your comments because we're ready. We read everything.
Post comments.
Squeeze play.
All day.
Under the umbrella corporation of CHiii Funk.
Yes.
Focalizing and focusing on facilitating a safe space for you to discover your unique voice through vulnerability and transparency.
Yes.
If you missed it the first time, this is CHiii Funk.
Yes.
And Squeeze Play is umbrella under CHiii Funk. And this is CHiii Funk spokesperson and #1 t-shirt screener. So if you need t-shirts, I don't need a t-shirt right now, but if you do,
I'm the one for you.
Put it in our comment section. What the hell were we talking about?
Hit
If
us
any of this
up.
makes sense, one word, thank you so much. What else we got?
Drops the mic. You want to rap or what?
Yeah, let me check the itinerary. We might have to make it a fast one because we're actually supposed to stop talking 5 minutes ago.
Okay. So, if the people do want to connect with you.
Oh, yeah. Joel Spiral on Instagram, on Facebook. Joel Spiral.
And that's Joel.
Joel.
Not Joe.
Yeah, JOEL _ Spiral.
SPIRAL.
Yeah, bringing you that verbal collage vortex, those quantum lyrics, and I got albums on iTunes and all that. Oh yeah, you can bootleg that. That's easy. I can actually give you a card.
Yeah.
Download card.
Yep.
Just for participating.
Comment in the section below if you want a download card.
It's a participation award.
Yes.
You get for showing up. And then you can tell me what song irritates you and what song you like.
What you love and what you hate.
Yeah. Or what's just barely acceptable.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I really like it, especially if you can back it up with details.
Yes. It's all in the deeds.
It is. Like, that track, song #2, sounded like you didn't have it memorized and you were reading off your lyric book.
And this girl just like totally shut you down that day, and you were like walking around sobbing, and you just couldn't put it together.
Yeah, memorize your lyrics.
Yes, get your bars right. All right, we're gonna shut up and rap. So we got one more beat lined up. Me and my brother Joel Spiral
Cedric.
are about to go viral. Yeah.
Ideally.
Yeah. Yeah. Handstands and grandstands. We're about to blow up at the bandstand. You heard it. You can spread it. You can hide it. You can provide it. Lights up and then it. Yeah. Life's beautiful and then you die. I keep my wide third eye open, scoping like a sparrow. And my path is very wide, it's not narrow. Joe Spiral, about to go viral. And I write on papyrus, spreading that virus of love positivity with dope rhyme abilities. Here is a haiku, here is a soliloquy. And yes, I got the remedy. And you better get best to me, get next to me. I'm just like ecstasy without taking ecstasy. Me and Joe got the recipe. Cook cooking up in the kitchens. Yeah, we about to switch up positions. And we
Sorrow, joy and pain.
Joy and pain.
And tomorrow we start again. Said sorrow, joy and pain. Tomorrow we start again. Open up the life and let the wind blow. We begin to take it real slow. Why? 'Cause sorrow, joy and pain. Then tomorrow we start again.
Yeah, tell it.
Stack with the verse, did it while you rehearse. All these reality bubbles, yes, you gotta burst. Feeling real humble, break down the wall. The illusion causing confusion, y'all. Now, feeling that wind start to ventilate as these lyrics vortex oscillate. Who's really cooling yourself down? You in charge of your own happiness is profound, especially with a perception from this hindsight. We'd be blind mice if we try to find with all our might circumstance. This the way you did it while we ran and raved, misbehaved, trying to come about a maze that they inflict while we contradict ourselves with the hypocrites, while we reincarnated as the ones we hated until the moment dilapidated. Emancipated yourself from the sunset that slip away soothingly. No one else but you is in charge of the happiness. Now that's just only the half of this rapping, kids. Yeah, 'cause there's nothing else to do. Everybody some way or form's gonna pay dues. And that is true. Deepest the blue to the darkest of black. No whack, 'cause sorrow, joy and pain. Then tomorrow we start again. One more, what? There's sorrow, joy and pain. Then tomorrow we start again.
Cedric, continue. Hey.
Back again with the sun and the rain. Freestyle Joe with straight off the brain. It's insane. Yeah, I'm going kinda nuts. Freaking these cuts. Throwing it up like the H. 'Cause I rep my state. And you know I'm here to elaborate and elevate the vibration. I'm about to do it to a call live nation.
Sorrow,
Joy and pain. But next week we'll be back again.
Yeah.
Freestyle Friday.
You know how to do it.
Episode 26.
We're at Squeeze Play, an umbrella business underneath CHiii Funk, the entertainment corporation. We're with our spokesperson right here. His name is Cedric. Now we got it all clarified. So from now on, if you want to be current, you're going to have to text him Cedric.
Text me.
Okay?
Holler at me. Get the rhymes right. Get your mind tight. And shine like the limelight.
He's got merch for you. He's an artist consultant. And he can also help develop your brand. So you can stay consistent with being vulnerable and authentic to deliver a new original contribution to the state of the world to leave this better than you found it. You got that right. CHiii Funk Productions. We're at Squeeze Play. With our homies.
Cedric! Where the rhymes is electric. I might want to check it. I'll rap till I'm breathless. And you know the message. Peace, love, and positivity. Joe Spiral bringing them dope rhyme mind abilities with haikus and soliloquy. And that's it. We just put the beat in a casket. It's Freestyle Friday.
Freestyle?
Episode 26. We appreciate each and every one of y'all tuning in, hitting the like button, hitting the love button, leaving comments, and hitting that share, because we do care. Peace.